In the Philippines, city volunteers provide rice and daily necessity supplies to tricycle drivers. There are several ways to prevent dementia and brain degeneration, suggested by doctors. Welcome to Thai Headlines, I'm Hu Chao. Glad to have you here. Since the pandemic, Tzu Chi has been asked by the Tricycle Driver Union to help their drivers. Volunteers provided 20 kilograms of rice and other daily necessities to drivers, and those who received the aid supplies also didn't forget to share with some others in need as well.
So ang ginawa ko, binalot ko siya ng tig-1 kilo, tapos ginamit ko yung jeep ko, umikot ako sa ruta namin. Marami pong nangihingi ng tulong talaga doon. At maawa ka talaga dahil kasama yung bata eh.
Due to the recipient's generosity, Tzu Chi's love is expandable.
When you help your people, others, it feels pretty good. Especially when they say thank you to you when they have received the items.
This entire year, the chauffeur drivers have been able to receive 20 kilograms of rice and 2 large portions of 8 items, but they have not kept it all to themselves.
From the union and Tzu Chi, we have received help. If I get 10 cans, I would share 2 or 3 with my neighbors.
As the pandemic severely impacted the tourism sector and the citywide lockdown, tricycle drivers have had no income coming in. Tzu Chi held a distribution before the year-end holidays to help. Marie Ann Villanueva insisted on bringing her husband, who has had 2 strokes, to express their gratitude.
The support you provide for us is extremely helpful. We still have a staff that fund the last distribution. This is such a great help for our family. We are so grateful to Tzu Chi.
When we see their smiles upon receiving the items, we are happy as well.
Over 4,000 drivers head home with their baskets filled. Their joyousness will surely spread to the rest of the city.
In Kedah, Malaysia, a Tzu Chi care recipient lives in a house lacking repairs, causing the roof to leak water into the living space. Volunteers arrived to renovate the roof and made a bed for the family.
The sink and roof here has to be changed.
Years of lacking repairs, the house, whenever encountering rain, will leak water into the living space. Since Tzu Chi volunteers are here often, they want to help the family out.
We are here to change the roof of a house a care recipient lives in. Because of leaks, we already wanted to repair the roof before, but we couldn't find a person to help us do so. Gladly, we met Brother Oi Foi Ang, who told us he wanted to help, so we are here today to renovate.
Though volunteers have the intention, they lack a professional worker for roof repairs. After noticing the need, Huang Peirong joined in, allowing the renovation plan to go smoothly.
After renovation, the roof won't leak again. Doing this makes me happy. In the past, when it rained, the old roof would leak water into the house. After placing the new roof, when it rains, there will no longer be leaks.
Besides changing the roof and sink, volunteers also made a wooden bed for the family.
Tzu Chi is great to the family too. In the past few days, Sister Hui Fang told me that on Thursday we have to repair the roof. Last night she called me again to tell me to check the roof in the morning. She's a great person. She really cares about this family.
Thank you, Tzu Chi volunteers, for renovating our house. Thank you, everyone.
The 3-day renovation project turned the house into a fresh living space. The loving hearts of volunteers have provided a home with a roof for the family. Rohingya refugee Rumazar raises 2 children by herself. Due to the pandemic, she lost her job at the clothing store, but her condition of psoriasis made life even tougher. Upon noticing her situation, city volunteers provided Rumazar with a second-hand sewing machine, allowing the mother to make income for the household. Walking up the dark staircases, volunteers carried a second-hand sewing machine to the home of refugee Rumazar. 42-year-old Rumazar is a single mother. She raises 2 children by herself. Originally, she worked at a clothing store, yet due to the pandemic, she lost her job as it made her life tougher.
When she heard about the sewing machine, her voice changed and she became happy. Later on, I asked for a second-hand sewing machine. They were willing to provide it. And since Rumazar is willing to help herself and her family, we were willing to lend a hand and help her out.
I made a dress for a little girl by myself. Completing this makes me feel so much joy.
Happily displaying her sewing products, Rumazar, after receiving the device, can assist her family in making income.
I want to work on the path that benefits others because I have received help from many people. It makes me stronger. So I told myself I have to help others and others will treat me well. It's important, at least this is what I think. I wrote 1 ringgit on the paper because I don't have money to donate yet. But I have many pieces of paper with 1 ringgit right on it. It means that I have the will to do good deeds.
For the past 20 years, Rumazar suffered from psoriasis, as she can only control her condition through taking medicine. A second-hand sewing machine solved the family's issues. They no longer have to worry about missing out on a meal. The Health Challenge 21 event, hosted by the Hong Kong chapter, was a complete success. During the challenge, a team of doctors and kitchen volunteers worked closely as participants felt the benefits of a vegetarian diet. The body has changed after having 20 days of whole plant-based diet. The body indexes can tell the effect of the event. Nearly 30% of the participants have high triglycerides and have all improved significantly.
I'm so happy. I just happened that I have a medical appointment. So I told him my result during the follow-up. He also wondered why.
Bad cholesterol has improved. Some participants' triglycerides level have improved a lot. Their body weight and their blood pressure also have different degrees of improvement. So I think that this vegetarian plan was quite successful. The Hong Kong chapter promotes the Health Challenge 21 activity. Apart from team of doctors' full assistance, kitchen volunteers also undertook the mission of lunchboxes production.
I didn't seem to feel well in the first day. I feel a little uncomfortable after eating. It might be too hard, but when I eat now, it feels quite normal, just like having a white rice. Very comfortable.
It took over a month from preparation to the end of the event. Chen Naixing, when promoting a plant-based diet, felt hopeful during the companionship.
I'm very touched. Everyone is concerned about their health and is very supportive for the idea advocated by Master.
These participants took the first step in going vegetarian successfully. It is hoped that vegetarianism can be practiced in every household. In Taiwan, 2 non-vegetarian restaurant owners, Wang Shuhui and Chen Shengxiong, decided to switch from selling meat to vegetarian dishes after connecting with Tzu Chi. Here's more.
The vegetarian restaurant is open in the lively area of Gongyi Road in Taichung City, and the storefront is also very eye-catching. 60% of the customers here are young people. How to grasp the taste of the customers is the taste of the chef.
Let them taste the freshest ingredients. Don't cook too much, not too much seasoning.
It tastes very unlike what I eat vegetarian dishes before. I can accept it.
Sometimes, I invited friends here to eat. Be a vegetarian, save the planet.
The owner, Chen Shengxiong, has been operating a restaurant that sells non-vegetarian dishes for nearly 30 years. He changes to sell vegetarian food because he agrees with the master's philosophy of promoting vegetarian food.
I'm a vegetarian now, and I'm willing to be a vegetarian for life. I made a wish that I'll apply what I have learned to vegetarianism throughout my life. This must be done as it is said. This is my vow to the Master.
In the future, his vow must be fulfilled, and he will become the master chef of Taiwan.
Wang Shuhui has been cooking non-vegetarian noodles for 5 years and then turned into field of cooking vegetarian food.
After seeing a video of animals being slaughtered, sometimes when I am eating meat, the video will appear before my eyes. The master said that committing a crime on purpose is doubly guilty. This sentence shocked me a lot.
She hopes that the delicious vegetarian cuisine she has learned will make more people fall in love with it.
Glutinous rice is a specialty of Tainan Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Yizhi. In order to raise more money for the vaccine fund, more than 60 volunteers mobilized to cook together, supporting a good cause.
Accompanied by moonlight, the fragrance floats in the air under the courtyard tent.
The first time was 42 times, the second time was 42 times, then the third time was 35 times.
Glutinous rice has to move around when it's first put into boiling water, which is the secret to making chewy glutinous rice. 1,000 caddies of rice rely upon the men who must mix it by hand even though it is still hot. This is a difficult task they must do over and over again.
Because the process is relatively difficult, we still have to do it early.
Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yizhi, who is the head chef of this project, designs the menu and also lends space in her home.
Like a little firefly, if everyone comes together, the scene is brighter.
She's a very senior sister. She's taking the lead to show us.
More than 60 volunteers came together with the same heart and mind, eventually making thousands of caddies of glutinous rice, which lets everyone eat and enjoy happiness.
How to prevent brain degeneration. Solutions include reading, learning new vocabulary, and art creation. In addition, being a volunteer is also an activity that stimulates the brain. Let's see what doctors have to say. Reading the newspaper attentively, 90-year-old Grandpa Zhu has a reading habit in life. Washing dishes and watching TV.
He gets up in the morning, washes his teeth and reads newspaper, and checks out his stock's investment. He has a great brain. Our brain is not as good as his.
It's actually a good habit for elders to read for 30 minutes every day. It's also good for their brain to use electronic products. 67-year-old volunteer You Shu-shen assisted people in operating the machines in the hospital. She looked handy. In fact, it's quite hard for her to remember the steps at the beginning, but she never gave up volunteering.
I will remember it every day, so I won't forget it easily. Otherwise, I would forget everything I learned today.
Serving everyone has a different feeling. Just like when we were served by others, we also feel very happy.
In addition to reading, learning new vocabulary, or art creation can train a concentration of the elderly and effectively prevent their brain degeneration. Learning new things, joining volunteering work or social events can help activate their memory or stimulate their brain. During the process, the elders can also express some of their emotions so that they will be more calm. Activating and stimulating the brain every day so that it will be more sensitive and the body will be healthier. At the year-end blessing ceremony of Taipei Great Love Kindergarten, 65 students donated bamboo tubes on behalf of vaccine funds. Here's more. At the year-end blessing ceremony of Taipei Great Love Kindergarten, children made vows loudly, showing their love with practical actions. My bamboo tube is in the form of Chinese cabbage. I made it with my dad, and I brought it here today to pour out the coins to save others. Waiting to pour out the coins in the bamboo tubes. The sound of the coins intertwine the most beautiful music.
Although they are quite young, their bamboo tubes are really overflowed. When we sew it, we have to remind ourselves to make contributions to society.
To practice goodness around the world, a person is needed to take the initiative to do good, gathering everyone's stuff so as to raise vaccine funds.
The big bamboo coin bank reflects the kindness of the children and is also the best New Year gift for all the people in Taiwan. Singapore Tzu Chi camp is held online this year due to COVID restrictions. The team handling the lesson came up with the airline theme to take the kids around the world. The lessons were interactive and is a good summary to the lessons taught in the past year.
请各位慈少和队服们再次确认你的登机的名字和打开视频，我们马上就要起飞喽！
我们现在在海地。
Flying to Africa, Haiti, Philippines, and Turkey, 60 Tzu Chis virtually board Dai Airlines to take a trip around the world on this 2-day camp.
We thought since we are still unable to travel leisurely, we can use the theme of Dai Airline and take everyone on a tour of the world and bring in the lessons of the 4 methods of pacification by taking what they have learned within the last year and put it in a summary of lessons.
When the plane gets hijacked, the participating Tzu Chis need to work together using what they learned to diffuse the situation.
If it was just lectures, watching videos and reading PowerPoint slides, it might be stagnant. So we thought to make our lessons livelier by adding these drama units, which helps to convey the lesson more easily and accept the ideas better.
These last 2 years, the lessons in Tzu Chi class have been interesting. We can see how much work the teacher volunteers have put in to teach us about Dharma, as it's not that easy to understand or teach.
When the camp was over, the soon-to-be graduates of Tzu Chi class also shared about their experience from this year.
The lessons have taught us how to be a better person and how much respect and love will be useful to us in life. I understand better how to get along with others.
The thing that I feel I have improved on the most is how much more I understand about my parents' burden. I'm more independent and work harder in my schoolwork so they don't have to worry about me.
These Tzu Chis had a great year and made some self-improvements. Looking forward to what the next year will bring them.
In Taiwan, a group of people are often ignored out of the long-term care system. They are MDVI patients. Due to the inability to see, and along with other intellectual and physical disabilities, these patients require all-day care and are often rejected by nursing homes. Gladly, an institute in Taiwan, HMSH, takes care of patients with MDVI of all age groups. Let's join them there.
我要喝牛奶，我要喝水。
那你想喝什么？你去选。哪一个？
我要喝牛奶。
你要喝牛奶啊？是不是？现在达达就可以喝到好喝的牛奶喽。
Junta has a cerebral palsy and experience high loads of eccentric muscle contractions. He also has limits in learning.
MDVI patients face challenges such as visual impairment and multiple illnesses. The crossover of diseases causes even more issues. To overcome this, professional teachers and devices are required, as it is normally lacking in normal special education institutes. In the past, the government promoted MDVI education plans, but for students with MDVI, the support in that particular program isn't enough.
At first, we wanted to build a school, and when Lady Chen Shujing saw MDVI patients along with other patients with disabilities, she saw MDVI patients as the most disadvantaged. So she thought of building an institute to provide residency and a school for MDVI patients.
HMSH not only provides education from kindergarten to high school, Foundation also provides residency for different age groups, including HMSH orphanage for patients from 5 to 30 years old and the HMSH nursing home, hosting patients from 30 to 65 years old. Thus, MDVI patients from over Taiwan may receive proper care. As Taiwan implemented the 12-year compulsory education plan, schools below high school levels cannot reject students with MDVI, yet students above the age of 18 with MDVI will lack proper care in their following days, as they cannot fit into the criteria of daycare centers and nursing homes.
There are many children with MDVI, and it's very hard for them to enroll into HMSH due to the lack of the available rooms.
If a patient is accepted into an institute, the fees to pay are about 20,000 NT dollars per month, but at HMSH, there's an exception.
Patients under the age of 22 years old are free of charge, but for people around that age group, the government orders us to charge tuition. Yet, because most of our students here come from disadvantaged families, they can't pay 21,000 NT dollars, so we will help them by fundraising and paying the tuition for them.
哇，你今天好帅哦！
我要带他们去参观，
带我们去看你的房间。本身它是算高功能好的。
这个是我的衣服，这个是我的裤子。
When Zhang Wing was born, he was abandoned by his parents. At the age of 5, he was sent to HMSH orphanage, and as he reached majority, he was transferred to HMSH nursing home. And he has been with HMSH for 43 years. I don't have family members, and now people here are my family members. My mother is the director, Gan Shujuan.
When I was here servicing at the age of 19, I was scared because I didn't know people here. But slowly, I discovered that the patients here are cute, and I'm willing to contribute my efforts for them.
我爱你。
啊，一样爱你耶。
The students here can interact with others like him. Most of them cannot interact and even communicate with others while seeing them grown, and to be able to manage life on their own, it makes me happy.
Teachers and staff members from HMSH express love through interacting with MDVI students, truly demonstrating love and humanity. Tzu Chi Foundation collaborates with Impact Hub Taipei, hoping to inspire more of the younger generation to do charity. At the 4th exhibition, held in Huasan 1914, Creative Park, many attendees expressed the topics of eco-friendliness, science, and gender education. Thank you for watching. See you next time.